The palace of Topkapi was not only a place of war councils and royal decrees. Behind its golden gates lay another world, one hidden from public eyes, ruled not by swords but by whispers, beauty, and cunning. It was the harem. In the year 1520, when Suleiman became Sultan of the vast Ottoman Empire, the harem was already a world of strict rules and unspoken hierarchies. Hundreds of women lived inside, some waiting, some forgotten, others dangerously close to power. Among them was Mahidevran. She was beautiful, proud, and already the mother of Suleiman's first son, Mustafa. People in the palace believed she would become the Sultan's favorite for life. Her rooms were decorated with silk carpets and gold mirrors. Servants obeyed her every command. She walked through the gardens as if they were her kingdom. But then came another. She was called Roxolana by the Europeans, but in the palace she became Hurrem, meaning the cheerful one. A red-haired slave girl from the lands of Ruthenia, taken by force, sold at a market, and brought to the palace with no name, no title, and no future. No one expected her to rise. At first, she was just one of many. She smiled too much. She laughed when others stayed silent. She had no noble blood. But something about her caught Suleiman's attention. One evening, he sent for her. Then again, and again, whispers filled the harem halls like perfume. Mahidevran felt her position slipping. She tried to fight back. Some said she struck Hurrem during an argument. Others claimed Hurrem arranged for Mahidevran's rooms to be searched, exposing hidden letters and secrets. The truth was known only to the walls of Topkapi. But over time, Hurrem replaced Mahidevran. She bore the Sultan multiple sons. More than any other woman, her power grew. She began to advise Suleiman not only in private but in political matters. She wrote letters to kings and emperors. She built mosques and charitable foundations. She wore dresses no other concubine dared to wear. Then something no one expected happened. Suleiman married her. A sultan marrying a concubine, especially one without noble blood, was unheard of. It caused shock and scandal across the empire. But he did it. Hurrem became not only his legal wife, but the most powerful woman in the Islamic world. Mahidevran, meanwhile, was sent away with her son Mustafa. Far from the palace, far from Suleiman, she waited for her son to take the throne. But in the game of the harem, love meant little. Only power mattered. Other women rose and fell like the tide. There was Gulfem, quiet and graceful, whose name meant woman with a rose-like face. She was once close to the Sultan, then faded into silence. There was Fulane, whose name no one remembered. Just a title, just another shadow in the halls. There were dancers and poets, spies and dreamers. Some came from Venice, others from Persia. Each carried stories in their eyes, but none rose as high as Hurrem. Inside the harem, every step, every glance was a calculation. A smile could be a weapon. A perfume scent, a declaration. A child, a future claim to the throne. The women lived surrounded by luxury, fountains of marble, windows of stained glass, golden trays of figs and honey. But freedom, that was rare. Many never left the palace again, and even the most powerful lived in fear. Whispers of betrayal could bring the bowstring. Alliances formed at midnight could dissolve by morning. Eunuchs carried secrets between chambers. Slaves spied for gold or survival. And always, the eyes of the Sultan. Suleiman walked the line between justice and cruelty. He loved deeply, yet ruled harshly. He built an empire with one hand and destroyed lives with the other. One morning, the bells of the palace rang early. A servant whispered to another, "She's gone." No one said her name. No one needed to. The corridors were quieter that day. Candles burned longer. A single red scarf was left hanging from a carved wooden screen. And behind a closed door, the sound of pages turning, the Sultan reading a letter in Hurrem's handwriting, long after her voice had faded from the halls.
Enjoyed the story? Support the channel. Buy me a coffee.